Guys, one of you asked me if Manny Pacquiao was to beat Crawford or Spence, is he the greatest fighter of all time? Now, I have a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans that already think he's the greatest. You know, obviously I have a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans, so a lot of them just love Pacquiao and they think he's the greatest. I have a lot of fans that also are non-biased as well. Although they love Pacquiao, they want to know what's my opinion. Do I think he's the greatest if he beats Crawford or Spence? I do think, here's the thing, I think we'll have to definitely, if Pacquiao beats Crawford or Spence, for me, and I know I'm going to have a lot of Floyd fans come at me here, but I think he'll go down greater than Floyd Mayweather. And people may think he goes down greater than Floyd Mayweather. Now, I think if they were to leave the sport right now, I think Floyd will probably be seen as greater than Pacquiao. Even though I think, again, I think it depends on what you think's great, right? Like we had this discussion the other day. So, of course, for certain people, Pacquiao will always be greater. But I think majority of the boxing fans will probably have Floyd as a greater legend than Pacquiao. And I think Pacquiao's top 10 now. But if Pacquiao beats Spence or Crawford, for me, Pacquiao's is in the top 5 greatest fighters of all time. I genuinely believe that. Because he would just be beating two guys in their prime that are pound for pound fighters. If he was to beat, and let's be honest, none of us would give Floyd right now, being inactive, being 43, a chance against Spence or Crawford. Let's not forget, Floyd and Manny are around at the same era, right? Floyd's not fighting anymore, he's retired. Manny Pacquiao's still fighting. If Manny Pacquiao beats one of Spence or Crawford, in my opinion, he will go down as a greater legend than Floyd. And not just a greater legend, I think you could put Pacquiao up there as the greatest ever, or even in the top 5 greatest fighters of all time. I think you have to. I think you have to. Being an 8 division champion and then beating the current pound for pound fighters in the world would make him definitely top 5. I just don't think you could argue with that. Greatest of all time. You know, and I think Tim Bradley said this as well. That if Pacquiao beats one of Spence or Crawford, I'm talking about top 5 greatest fighter of all time. And so the reporter thought he was talking about pound for pound. And Bradley like, pound for pound? I'm talking about pound for pound, the greatest fighter of all time. Top 5, top 3. This is what Bradley was saying. And I agree. If he beats Spence or Crawford, he goes down a bigger great than Floyd. And he goes down as one of the greatest. And if you were to argue, if you were to say to me, Imran, for me, Pacquiao's the greatest fighter of all time, I wouldn't disagree with you. You're entitled to your opinion. Even if Pacquiao was to beat Spence or Crawford, I still wouldn't think he's the greatest, but I would definitely say he's one of the greatest. For me, the greatest are Robinson and Ali. I think those two are probably the 2 best fighters we've ever laced up a pair of boxing gloves, if I'm honest. But Pacquiao's definitely up there. He's definitely up there. You know, if he beats one of Spence or Crawford, I'm sorry, but that's not right. You know, that would be, you'd have to say he's the greatest of this era. Even though Floyd beat him, you'd have to say he's the greatest of this era. Because by beating Spence or Crawford, that take him to another level. He'd be beating a new generation of top fighters that are currently pound for pound. It's not like Bernard Hopkins winning a title at 47. Yes, it was great that he won the title at 47 and it's ridiculous. But he would be beating a pound for pound fighter. When Bernard Hopkins fought Kovalev, we saw how that went down. He struggled. If Pacquiao was to beat Spence or Crawford, that for me is he'd become pound for pound the best fighter in the world at the age of 41. That's ridiculous. Now, there's been guys that have come back at old age and put in good performances and won fights, etc. But this guy would just beaten the best probably, if he beats Crawford, that's probably arguably one of the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Spence, one of the best pound for pound, top 5 at least. So for me, if he goes and does that, I don't think how you can argue that Pacquiao goes down as the greatest fighter of this era. But not just that, you'd probably have to put him top 5 greatest fighter of all time. That's my opinion. Now others, they already think he's some Pacquiao fans think he's the greatest already. But I think you'd have to put him up top 5. I just think you'd have to. I think you'd have to. You know, his resume would speak for itself. It's an incredible achievement what he's done. 8 division world champion. But if he was to beat Spence or Crawford, he may be the greatest. For me, top 5 greatest fighters of all time. And some of you say, oh, you're putting him top 5, he's the great. Top 5, do you know what top 5 is? Greatest fighter of all time. Look how many great fighters we've graced on this earth, right? To be in the top 5 is like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But again, I will say this, that being the greatest, it's a matter of opinion. You know, people will say Muhammad Ali, Sugar Robinson, some people may say Pacquiao, some people say Mayweather, some people will say Sugar Leonard, some people, Marvin Hagler. You know, everyone's got their own opinion of what they see as the great, you know. But again, if Pacquiao beats Spence or Crawford, what's the ceiling for this guy? I don't know. I don't know. I just think he'd be one of the best. But that's my take on it. There's not much more I can add to that, because if he beats those guys, there isn't a ceiling. He's potentially the greatest, and definitely top 5 in my opinion. Top 5 greatest fighter of all time. Because he would have just beaten a pound for pound, you know, and become number 1 pound for pound at age of 41. So that's my take on it. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, Manny Pacquiao, Crawford, and there's been talks that you know, Manny Pacquiao's team's been in contact with Bob Arum, Top Rank, to make the Terence Crawford fight. Now, a lot of you shot those rumors down, saying that Sean Gibbons has denied it. Now, I couldn't find any official article of Sean Gibbons saying that, you know, that Manny Pacquiao's not been in touch, or Team Pacquiao's not been in touch with Top Rank, Team Crawford, to make a fight. I couldn't find any official article. I've seen Bob Arum give an interview where he clearly says that Team Pacquiao have been in touch, but I couldn't find any source which said Sean Gibbons denying that. So I'm not gonna say that Sean Gibbons said this, because I didn't find any official source. It's only you guys that have said that, you know, Sean Gibbons has denied it, but I couldn't find an official source online. So I'm not gonna make a video about saying Sean Gibbons has denied it. But what I will say is that I don't think Manny Pacquiao should fight Terence Crawford next. If I'm honest, I don't think it's the right fight. I think Manny Pacquiao should fight Mikey Garcia next, or he should fight someone else next, where he can make a shed load of money, where he would be a massive favorite to win the fight. Then at the end of the year, you've got to realize we don't even know if he's going to fight this year. You know, we don't know if boxing's going to be back this year. But if it is, I don't think he should fight Terence Crawford. I think he should fight Mikey Garcia, make a shed load of money, and then tee up for a fight against Crawford or Spence next. That's what I think Pacquiao should do. A fight with Terence Crawford next doesn't make any sense, because Manny Pacquiao's 41 years of age. He's been out the ring for a long time. You know, it's probably going to be a year since he's been out the ring when he probably gets back in the ring. If we have boxing back, it might even be longer than that. So I don't think he should be jumping in straight with Terence Crawford, because we don't realize when you get older, you need, you know, I feel like you need longer. You need to be more active, because you get rusty, you're not the same, and you can go old overnight. So I know Pacquiao keeps himself fit, keeps himself in the gym, but I feel like Pacquiao shouldn't go into a fight after being inactive for that long in against Terence Crawford. Because one thing we know about Crawford, he's going to be sharp, he's young, he's fresh, he's in his prime. So I think Pacquiao should take an interim fight with Mikey Garcia, a fight that I think he'll win quite comfortably, and then jump into a fight with Terence Crawford. That's what I think Manny Pacquiao should do. I don't think Manny Pacquiao should jump in straight with Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford's a very tricky customer, and I think you need to be sharp and active and ready to go against him. I don't think Manny Pacquiao should jump into a fight that tricky. Whereas I think Mikey Garcia is a lot more straightforward. Not to say it's an easy fight, it's a lot more straightforward than the Crawford fight. And it's a fight stylistically which I think he wins quite comfortably. Whereas the Crawford fight's a lot more tricky. This is why I'm saying he needs to be a lot more active before he jumps in with Crawford. You know, a lot of people, and I'll make a separate video about this, a lot of people are quite confident that Manny Pacquiao can beat Crawford, but Manny needs to give himself the best possible chance, not jump in right away, you know, being inactive. He needs to tee that fight up. Because by him being inactive, like I said, it hurts him because he's a lot older than these guys. Those guys being inactive, they're a lot younger, fresher, they recover a lot quicker, all of that. Pacquiao's a lot older. So we need to take all of these things into account. So I do think a fight with him and Crawford makes for a great fight, but I do think he shouldn't jump into that fight right away. I think he should tee it up. I think he should fight somebody in between, then fight Terence Crawford. And listen, Crawford's been wanting the fight with Manny for a very, very long time. So I'm pretty sure, when he heard that news from Bob Arum, his ears perked up, because we all know that Crawford's wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao for quite a while. But I don't think, personally, I don't think he's gonna fight him right away. Now, if what you guys saying is true, that Sean Gibbings has denied that Team Pacquiao have been in touch, then I don't think Manny Pacquiao is going to be as interested in that fight. Personally, I don't know why Manny Pacquiao would want to fight Crawford. I think he'd maybe after seeing Crawford his last couple of fights, think that this guy's a bit vulnerable, I could take him. Or I think he would prefer a fight with Spence, just because although I think Spence is a more dangerous fight for Manny, I just think it's a bigger money fight. And I think right now Manny Pacquiao is at the stage of his career where the dough counts. Of course, the money counts. And I don't think Crawford's as big a fight as Spence. Especially the fact that Spence would be for 3 belts on the line. Crawford would be for 2. A lot of you want to see Manny Pacquiao become undisputed champion. A lot of people think that's far-fetched. Is it possible? Possibly. But, if he beats one of them, then, I feel like... I feel he beats the other one. But I do think him beating either guy right now at this stage of his career is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. It's not as straightforward as you guys think, because those guys are really good, really, really good. But I think if he beats one of them, then I'm definitely not gonna pick. I've stopped picking against Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao's proved us wrong so many times. But I just think he needs to take it easy, not jump into a fight right away. I think he needs to tee up if he's going to fight Crawford. Mikey Garcia, then Crawford. But I just don't think this Crawford fight's going to happen. I don't think there's a huge amount of money in there. Bob Arum's talking about the fight taking place in Saudi Arabia and stuff. Are they really going to want to pick it up? I'm not sure. Crawford's name just doesn't have that appeal, unfortunately. It doesn't have that appeal. So I'm not sure with Crawford, if I'm honest with you. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts. Guys, make sure to please like. It helps with the channel, helps with my algorithm. So make sure to like the channel. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, press that button and subscribe to the channel. And guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got 2 options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face.
and I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs, where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.
So guys, there are talks. Bob Arum has said that Manny Pacquiao has reached out to top-ranked Bob Arum to make the Terence Crawford fight. I don't know how much truth there is, but this is obviously going to get a lot of fans excited. A lot of fans want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Terence Crawford, but I do think it would be a silly fight for Manny Pacquiao to take that fight next. I do think Manny Pacquiao should take a big money fight next, a fight which he would win quite comfortably. To jump in with a Terence Crawford fight right away, I don't think it's the right move. Just because Manny Pacquiao is at the stage of his career, if he was to lose, where does he go? Do you know what I mean? He probably is going to have to retire. So by jumping into a risky fight like that, I think he should have one fight first, because he's going to be out the ring a lot for a long time now as well. It's going to be almost a year out the ring. So I think he should take an easier fight that he would be comfortable or confident of winning, which is a big money fight, which pays him well. Maybe a Mikey Garcia in Saudi Arabia. And then jump into a fight with Crawford or Spence, if that's what he plans to do. But it is quite surprising that Manny Pacquiao and his people have reached out to Bob Arum and Top Rank to make that fight. Why? It's a bit surprising, because that fight didn't get made when he was with Top Rank. What that shows is Manny Pacquiao is not scared of Terence Crawford. Bob Arum's been saying it, that Manny didn't want the fight and all that nonsense. If this is true, and it's come out of Bob Arum's mouth, Bob Arum actually said it in an interview. He said Manny Pacquiao's contacted him. He wants to make the fight with Terence Crawford. If that's true, then what Bob Arum and Terence Crawford were saying about Manny Pacquiao being scared sounds nonsense, because Manny Pacquiao's reaching out to them to make the fight. He's saying to them, I want you. I want to fight you next. So Manny Pacquiao looks at Terence Crawford as a fight that he's more than capable of winning. So again, what they were saying in the past, that Manny's this. Firstly, I think it was nonsense, in the sense that Terence Crawford is not dangerous for Manny Pacquiao's health. For me, Thurman was more dangerous, because Thurman's bigger, stronger, he punches harder. That fight's more dangerous. And at 41, that fight that he had with Thurman was definitely not good for his health, because that was a hard and horrible fight. Thurman was catching him with some big shots as well, but he was eating those punches. Crawford's an easier fight. It's not a dangerous fight. Spence is a more dangerous fight for Manny. Crawford is not as dangerous. It's probably a trickier fight, because Crawford's got a bit more layers to him. He's a bit more tricky. But it's not a dangerous fight in comparison to Spence, because Spence is so much bigger, stronger, natural welterweight. Whereas Crawford, he's not as powerful. He's not as strong. He's not a natural welterweight. So the fight's not as dangerous as the Spence fight. So I never agreed with Bob Arum when he said that, Manny, it would be a dangerous fight for his health, and so that was nonsense. Thurman fight and Spence fight, and the guys that are natural welterweights will be more dangerous for Manny, because they're natural welterweights. Crawford's a tricky fight. It's a hard fight for him to win, yes, but it's not a dangerous fight. So I like it. I think it's a good fight. I actually think after seeing Terence Crawford's last few performances, I give Manny Pacquiao a good chance to beat him. I do. I genuinely think he could beat him. I think a lot of you guys are sleeping on Manny, in the sense that I know Crawford would probably be a favourite, but I don't think by much. I think it's a 55-45 kind of fight, or maybe even 50-50. I do think Terence Crawford hasn't done much at welterweight yet. I do, and I do think Manny Pacquiao's a problem. If you go off Kavalauskas, right, putting Crawford down, and not just that, even Benavidez gave him trouble. Yeah, his performance against Amir Khan was good, but how much was that because of how much Amir Khan has diminished? I don't think Terence Crawford's had to fight someone like Manny Pacquiao at welterweight. I think Terence Crawford might even struggle, and I won't be surprised if Terence Crawford takes a loss at welterweight. I wouldn't be surprised, and it wouldn't shock me at all if Manny Pacquiao was to be the man to handle it. And who knows, Manny Pacquiao may have looked at Terence Crawford's last couple of fights and thought, you know what, I can beat this guy. There's nothing special about this dude. It could well be that. So it doesn't surprise me, Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao as a warrior has shown that throughout his career, fight anyone. So him reaching out to Bob Arum and Top Rank, there's probably a reason behind it. He's probably seen chinks in Terence Crawford's armor, and he's probably looking at it. If I'm going to pick a fight out of Spence and Crawford, I'll pick Crawford. Crawford seems a bit chinny. He's a smaller guy. I can hurt him. Whereas Spence, bigger guy, stronger guy, punches harder, better chin. Do you see what I mean? Crawford's tricky and a good fighter for sure, but Crawford's more beatable when you look at it from Manny Pacquiao's standpoint. He's way more beatable. So I think it's a good decision for Manny. I do think that he should take a fight in between though, and then fight Crawford. I think he should fight Crawford first. I don't think he should fight Spence. I think Crawford probably makes more sense. Even though I think Spence is probably financially the bigger fight, I think he has more chance of beating Crawford, if I'm honest. But that's my take on it. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. It'd be an excellent fight if it happens. Excellent fight. I really want the fight to happen. But yeah, guys, make sure to leave a like. Remember, it really helps the channel. So leave as many likes as you can. All of you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps with the algorithm. So yeah, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe, stay well. God bless.
I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got two options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face. And I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.
What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are well. I wanted to talk about a couple of things actually. I hope you guys are staying at home, staying safe. Keeping well. Not a lot going on in the boxing world. Not a lot going on. I want to comment on Jeff Mayweather's some comments he made recently, saying that Keith Thurman can't beat Spence or Crawford. What do I make of those comments? Listen, I think Keith Thurman's a very good fighter. I think Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are a cut above him at the minute. I think, I'd favour both of those guys against him. But I don't agree with Jeff Mayweather's comments that Keith Thurman can't beat them. What I've seen with Terence Crawford is that Terence Crawford doesn't look invincible to me. He definitely is a good fighter and he's got a lot of wrinkles to his game, but he definitely looks beatable to me. He looks like a guy that can be cracked. He looks like a guy that can go down. He does look like a guy that, can be hit and hurt. So you don't want to be getting hit and hurt by Keith Thurman, because Thurman can crack. I do think the Spence fight's a lot harder for him. I think Spence takes a better punch. I think Spence punches harder. And I think Spence goes down to that body really well. And we all know Keith Thurman struggles with those body shots. He gets hurt every time he gets hit. And there isn't a better body puncher than Errol Spence in the game. He's vicious with it as well. He'll go down and he'll really dig in those body shots. And he doesn't hit you with one body shot and then hits you with several body shots. I just think that style for Thurman is not a good style, and I think Spence would be a very, very difficult fight for Keith Thurman. However, you can't say Keith Thurman's got no chance of winning that fight. I think Keith Thurman's definitely got a chance to beat Spence and Crawford. So I don't agree with Jeff Mayweather. I think they would be favourite to beat him for sure. For sure, they would be favourite to beat Thurman. But to say that he can't beat them, I think that's a bit far-fetched, if I'm honest with you. Now, I know that Jeff Mayweather obviously loves Spence because Spence is a guy that's, come from the Mayweather boxing club. And Terence Crawford, he loves him again a lot. He thinks he's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But I don't agree that Thurman can't beat those guys at all. Like, that's just a stupid statement. We just saw in the last fight, Kavalauskas nearly had Crawford down. So if Kavalauskas can almost have him down, then Thurman hits a lot harder. He's a better boxer. He moves well. He's a different kettle of fish to what Crawford's been fighting. Different kettle of fish. And I just think that's a tough fight. It's a tough fight for Crawford. That's not an easy fight for Terence Crawford. I would favour Crawford in the fight, but it's not one where I would be shocked if Thurman beats him, stops him. I don't, because I think Thurman is very good. I think Thurman can box. He's got very good feet. He can punch. I actually think Danny Garcia would be an easier fight for Terence Crawford, because I think Danny Garcia can punch, but I think Danny Garcia's not got the skills and the athletic ability that Thurman's got. I don't think he can move like Thurman. I think he's quite flat-footed, so I think someone like Terence Crawford could pick him off. With Thurman, it's a lot harder because Thurman's actually a good boxer as well. His weakness is body punches, but does Terence Crawford throw hard body shots? Well, I do think guys can hurt Thurman to the body. I think Collazo hurt Thurman to the body. And Collazo's not exactly a massive puncher at welterweight. So I do feel that, Thurman's weakness is, taking shots to the body. I think that is always a big problem. He's really weak with taking punches to the body. He gets hurt. And that's why I think the Spence fight is a very, very difficult fight for him, because Spence is notorious for throwing those body shots, and Thurman doesn't take those body shots very well. So I think someone like Spence has got a great chance. But again, I'll say it again, to say that he has no chance, because Thurman punches a lot harder than Porter, right? He can crack. And if he lands a right hand, you're going to feel it. You're definitely going to feel it. I do think Spence has got a good chin, though. But I think Thurman is definitely a big, big welterweight. He's a big, big welterweight. Can box, can move. So he could give Spence problems using his athletic ability. But, again, I would favour Spence heavily. I think he has more chance of beating Crawford than he does Spence. Just because I think styles make fights. And I think stylistically, Crawford's not that big a puncher. And I think Crawford's a lot more chinny. And he's not a natural welterweight. So I think if Thurman was to land some big shots on Crawford's chin, I think it could be trouble for Crawford. Whereas I think Spence will be able to eat Thurman's shots a lot easier. And I think Spence's style of going down to the body would be a problem. And he punches hard. And Thurman, as we know, when he gets hit with body shots, he does, it cripples him. So sometimes certain people just have a weakness, where you could say the same for Amir Khan. When he gets hit with a shot on the temple, he gets hurt. Some people just have a weakness, and I think Thurman's just got that weakness where he's probably got a soft spot in his body where you hit him in a body shot and he can't take it, because there's a lot of guys that, get hurt with body shots. It happens, but Thurman gets hurt quite a bit. It's not like he gets hurt with body shots quite a bit. It's not like it's happening every other fight or every fight. He virtually gets hurt with body shots. We saw him get hurt with a body shot with Pacquiao. Porter hurt him with a body shot. Collazo hurt him with a body shot. He's been hurt with a body shot several times. So there's definitely an issue there, a weakness there. But I do think he makes great fights with Spence and Crawford. There's no gimmies. They're tough fights. Very, very tough fights, especially after seeing Spence in with Porter. Thurman's a dangerous fight for either man, and it's a fight that I want to see. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got two options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face. And I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.
Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Guys, I wanted to talk and do a video about Marvelous Marvin Hagler versus Canelo Alvarez. If that fight was to happen, would Canelo be able to defeat the monster in Marvin Hagler? Someone asked me. Brilliant fight. Brilliant fight. A fight that I would have loved to see both in their primes. Obviously, guys of different eras, we're never going to see it, but we can fantasize about it. Who would have won? If Marvelous Marvin Hagler fought Canelo Alvarez, who would have won that fight? What a dynamite fight. You had Marvin Hagler, who was a switch hitter, vicious, left, right, left hooks, right hooks, left hand, just a vicious kind of fighter. Just imagine Sean Porter times by 5, but with a lot of boxing skill, with a lot of accuracy, with a lot of speed. And Canelo Alvarez, a modern great. Great boxing ability, great chin. By the way, Hagler had a great chin. A brilliant fight. Canelo very learnt off Mayweather. After losing to Mayweather, his defensive skills became on point. Offensively very good. Just a good all-rounded great fighter, great IQ. Who would take this fight? Who would I favor in this fight? It's a hard one, guys. I don't know. It's a hard one. But in these videos, you have to make a pick. You have to take a pick. Hagler had some great fights. Great fights with Leonard, where it was a close fight. A lot of people say, well, Leonard he went up 2 weight classes and beat Hagler, but it was a very close decision. It was a very close fight. It was a fight that could have gone either way. And this was Hagler probably past his prime a little, he wasn't the same. I don't think he was the same. He had lost that hunger. There wasn't as many challenges, and I think Sugar Ray Leonard saw that, and Sugar Ray Leonard he got him at the right time. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was also 2 years out. He was in retirement, and he came out of retirement. I think he hadn't fought for 2 years, I believe. But I don't think Hagler was at his best when Sugar Ray Leonard fought him. But even then, it was a very close fight. Very, very close fight, and it could have gone either way. But props to Leonard, and that showed how good Leonard was, because Leonard went up 2 weight classes. That's no joke. To come up 2 weight classes to face a killer like that. But, you know, I think we all talk about Hagler Hearns, the war. Everybody goes on about it, and Hagler stopped Hearns. He beat Duran. This man was a beast, an absolute beast of a guy. And if I'm honest with you, I think he beats Canelo, you know. I think he stops him late. I do. I've been watching Marvin Hagler, and I watch a lot of Marvin Hagler. He was an absolute beast. Go and watch his highlight clips. He was an absolute beast. And I think Canelo tires later on in the fight. Canelo's somebody, if you put a lot of pressure on him, and Hagler was a guy that inserted a lot of pressure on you. Now, could Canelo have put Hagler on the back foot with his punching power? I don't think so. I think Hagler could take a punch. And let's not forget, Canelo's not a natural middleweight. This is a guy that fought at 154. I think he even fought as welterweight. You know, so Canelo's not a big dude. And also, Hagler was 5'9.5", and Canelo's like 5'8" or 5. You know, he's not very tall at all. You know, Hagler's got 1.5, at least 2 inches on him as well. And he's a natural middleweight. And with a constant pressure that Hagler puts on his punch power, and with Canelo tiring late, I do see a late stoppage for Hagler. I do. You know, if Canelo can go to points, potentially get a decision, no one can beat Canelo on points. But I just feel, even if they do beat him, they don't get the decision. But I do, listen, I'm a massive Canelo fan. I think all of you know that have been following my channel, how big of fan I am of Canelo. But I just don't think he beats Marvin Hagler. I think Marvin Hagler would knock him out late. And it pains me saying that, because I'm the biggest Canelo fan. Like, you guys would know this. But Hagler was just too good. Hagler was, I just go watch his video. You know, he's the type of fighter where you go watch his highlight reels, it gives you shivers. You know, he's just a brilliant fighter. Speed, power. And I just think he would get to you. I think it doesn't matter how good boxer you are and how good mover you are. I think he would get to you. And I think Canelo would have to fight the fight he did with Golovkin, right? But the thing is with Golovkin, when Canelo tied in the Golovkin fight. Golovkin was putting a lot of pressure on him, but felt like, to me, Golovkin let him off the hook. Golovkin didn't go in for that killer instinct. Also, Golovkin's not a combination puncher, right? Golovkin's not as quick as Marvin Hagler, right? And I don't think Marvin Hagler would let Canelo off the hook. I think when Canelo is tiring, I think Marvin Hagler is going to go in for the kill. And I think that's the difference between him and Golovkin. Whereas I think Golovkin throws single shots. He let Canelo off the hook. Hagler won't let him off the hook. And I think Hagler would stop Canelo late. He would take advantage of Canelo tiring late. And Hagler's constant pressure would be too much for Canelo Alvarez. I do believe that. And like I said, I'm a Canelo fan saying that, right? But Hagler was just something else. He was a beast of nature. He was a beast. You know, people compared him to Golovkin. Like, this guy was way better than Golovkin. Way better. He had hand speed, everything, combination punches, power. And look at his resume as well. Look at his resume and compare it to Golovkin. You know, Golovkin hasn't got a great resume. You know, it's only of late he fought some decent names. But early on in his career, when he was knocking those guys out, he didn't fought anyone. You know, let's not forget, Marvin Hagler knocked out Tommy Hearns, who's an all-time great. You know, so Marvin Hagler was a beast. Was a beast. And he beat Duran. And it was a close fight with Leonard when he was probably past his best. And he still had a close fight with Leonard. Yeah, Leonard wasn't at his prime either. He was 2 years out. But I still feel that Hagler is a monster. You know, he's probably the greatest middleweight of all time, potentially. He's a special fighter. You know, obviously Sugar Ray Robinson was a natural welterweight, but moved up to middleweight. But, you know, I would like to say Sugar Ray Robinson was a welterweight. But Hagler was a natural middleweight, and I just think he would have beaten Canelo. But that's my opinion. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And, guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video.
I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got 2 options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face. And I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.
Guys, what's going on? Guys, another fantasy fight I wanted to do. Let's talk about a modern fighter against a fighter that was a special fighter in his own right. Keith Thurman v. Oscar De La Hoya. Who wins that fight at 147? Excellent fight. We've got Keith Thurman, good box fighter. He can punch, he can box. Good mover, good feet. De La Hoya, good, very good fighter. Had decent pop. Very, very fast hand. Very, very fast hands. Had quick hands. Good boxing ability. Would he have beaten Keith Thurman? I think Keith Thurman is a little underrated. I think Thurman's actually a very good fighter, unified champion, welterweight champion. But I think it's a very tough fight. It's a tough one. It's a tough, because Thurman's good. Thurman's really good, but I think Oscar had a good chin. He was complete fighter. Oscar lost to Bernard, he lost to Shane, Sugar Shane, but those guys were in their prime, and for me they were better fighters than Keith. Oscar De La Hoya, when he was past his best, fought Floyd had a split. It was a split decision against Floyd Money Mayweather. I think it might have been Pretty Boy Floyd at that time as well. Pretty Boy Floyd wasn't even Money May when De La Hoya fought him. That would have been a solid fight, him and Thurman. But I would say De La Hoya wins that. I just think De La Hoya's got very fast hands. He could outwork Thurman. De La Hoya had a decent chin. And Thurman's also got that vulnerability factor that's a massive issue. His body resistance isn't great. And Oscar De La Hoya could definitely target that body. He's got fast hands. I would go either late stoppage or I would go points. Now, Oscar wasn't known as being a massive puncher. I would say he would outwork Thurman, if I'm honest, and I think he would beat Thurman on points. If I was to, make a pick, I think he would beat Thurman on points. I think he would outwork him and probably win a points decision. But I do think Thurman brings problems to the fight as well for De La Hoya. I think Thurman's got power in both hands. I think Thurman's a good boxer. He's a good mover. But I do think Oscar De La Hoya's activity, his hand speed would cause Thurman all kinds of issues. I always wanted to see Amir Khan fight Keith Thurman when they were both kind of in their prime. I would have loved to see how Keith Thurman would have been able to deal with the speed. And I think De La Hoya was quick, and I just think he had a good boxer, had a good chin. Also fought at higher weight classes as well. I think he would, towards the end of his career, he moved up to 154, and that was probably his natural weight. That's why a lot of people thought when he fought Pacquiao at 147, he was dead at the weight. So ideally, his preferred weight was at 154, but we're talking about prime. I think a prime De La Hoya could have made welterweight. Earlier on, younger De La Hoya definitely could have made welterweight. He fought Floyd at 154. He fought Pacquiao at 147, and he fought Pacquiao after he fought Floyd. So if he wasn't making 147 when he fought Mayweather, right, it must have killed him to make 147 against Pacquiao. You know, I think that must have been difficult. But I think I do favor him against Thurman. I would say points. You know, maybe a lot of you think maybe stoppage, maybe you think he knocks out Thurman, but I don't think so. I think he would have won on points. I think he would have beat Thurman in prime Thurman against in prime De La Hoya. I would go for De La Hoya points win. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think wins that fight? And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video.
I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got 2 options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face. And I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.
Guys, what is going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying at home. As you can see, I'm staying at home. The beard's getting thicker and thicker. Never had my beard this long. But it's not looking too good. But I just don't want to shave and make a mess. So I think I'm going to have to wait until the barbers reopen. God knows how long that's going to be. And then I'll get them to do it. But let's get on to some boxing. Guys, I wanted to do this fantasy fight, which I think is a great fight. I think it's one of those fights which I think would have been a legendary fight, but obviously it's different eras. But Floyd Mayweather against Sugar Ray Leonard at 147. Who wins that fight? What a fight that would have been. You know, you've got Floyd Mayweather, you know, arguably the best of this era, and you got Sugar Ray Leonard, who was a great welterweight, who also moved up to 160 and defeated the monster in Marvin Hagler, you know, which was an incredible win from Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard also fought at light heavyweight, I believe. So, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard was a big dude. Mayweather obviously fought, highest he went was 154. Mayweather wasn't the biggest welterweight, you know, but Mayweather had a great defense, unbelievable talent. Mayweather, you know, great counter puncher. Sugar Ray Leonard, very fast hands, great movement. I think he was probably the second coming of Ali, somebody that can dance in the ring and box the way he, you know, Ali could. And I think Sugar Ray Leonard kind of, we can definitely see that Sugar Ray Leonard definitely watched tapes of Ali or watched Ali's fights, because, you know, his style was definitely similar to the great Muhammad Ali. But how would these two get on if they were to fight one another? How would the fight go if these two were to get into the ring? If both fought prime for prime, who wins? Sugar Ray Leonard or Floyd Money Mayweather? Here's my take on it. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was more naturally talented than Floyd. I believe he was more naturally talented. I think he had everything. Fast hands, good defense. I think he wasn't as defensively as brilliant as Floyd, but Leonard had everything. Leonard took losses. Yes, he lost to Duran. He had other losses in his career, but I think Leonard was so gifted, so talented. He was a just a great fighter. Just a great fighter. So for me, although Mayweather fought some great fighters, I think Sugar Ray Leonard fought greater fighters. I felt like Sugar Ray Leonard had better fighters in his era. Floyd Mayweather fought great champions, legendary champions, and he beat more world champions than everybody. But you've got to look at who he's beat. You know, Floyd Mayweather didn't have Tommy Hearns on his resume. He didn't have Marvin Hagler on his resume. He didn't have Roberto Duran on his resume. You know, we're talking about all-time greats here. You know, who's Floyd Mayweather's got on his resume that's an all-time great? Pacquiao, Canelo, De La Hoya. Do you see what I mean? These guys are not in the same league. Apart from Pacquiao, the rest of the guys that he's fought are not in the same league as Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran. These are guys of a different kind of level. We're talking different levels here. So for me, I just think when I look at style matchups, because it doesn't matter who they've beat. When I look at style for style, Sugar Ray Leonard was bigger than Floyd Mayweather, right? He was a natural welterweight. He fought at light heavyweight, you know, in his time. He had great speed. He had great movement. The bigger man. In my opinion, the stronger man, right? Mayweather would have had to use his tricky defense in order to win him points decision. I think Sugar Ray Leonard would have beat him. I think Sugar Ray Leonard would have beat Floyd Mayweather. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was very fast, very quick. He was bigger than him. I just think, you know, if we're talking about a guy that went up to middleweight and beat Marvin Hagler, who was a monster puncher at middleweight. So Floyd Mayweather's not going to hurt Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, he went toe-to-toe with Roberto Duran, hands of stone. You know, so for me, I just don't think Floyd Mayweather would have been able to beat him. Let's not forget, Sugar Ray Leonard beat his father. He knocked out his father, who also had a very tricky defense, very good defensively. And Sugar Ray Leonard knocked him out. I just think Sugar Ray Leonard was too big, too strong, too fast for Floyd Mayweather. I think he would have beat Floyd Mayweather, maybe even stopped him. And that's honestly, but I just think Sugar Ray Leonard was a monster. I do. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was one of the best fighters ever. I do. I think he's special. You know, he had everything. His agility, his speed, his movement, the way he used to move. Brilliant fighter. And I think he would have been too much for Floyd at welterweight. You know, you've got to understand, Floyd has not fought anybody like Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard had all-time greats in his era. Floyd didn't. Floyd only had Pacquiao. Really, if you look at it, when you say, is there anybody else in Floyd's era that matches up to those guys, you would only say Pacquiao. Oscar De La Hoya, Mosley, Marquez, these guys don't quite, Cotto, these guys don't really, even Canelo, don't really match up to those guys. So for me, Leonard wins a points decision or even stops Mayweather. I think he was too fast. That's my opinion. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page. And I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got two options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face. And I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it. and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out. I want to thank you all for me reaching 7,000 subs. I appreciate your support. Guys, as you can probably see from my channel art, I have recently started Patreon and Blogger. If you were to click on this icon here, it will take you to my Patreon page, and I just want to take you through my Patreon page. So at the minute, I've got two options. Hopefully, I will increase this if my Patreon grows. But at the minute, I've got one option, which is $1 a month fan donation, which will obviously help me produce better quality content on YouTube and faster for you guys. And I've got another option of $3 a month for 2 live streams a week discussing boxing with myself. You guys will get to speak to me face to face, and I'll take you to my boxing blog. So if you were to click on this B sign here, it will take you to my boxing blogs, which is this page here. And all you have to do is click on here, and that will take you to my boxing blogs where you can see all my different articles that I've wrote. So as you can see, I've wrote 6 articles about different topics. So if you want to click on one of my articles, all you got to do is click on this, and it will take you straight to the article, and you can read it, and you can then go back and read the others if you would like. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd just highlight this to you. So make sure to read my articles. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. And guys, I thank you for your support. I thank you for me reaching 7,000 subs. Guys, I'm out.